What's going on, everybody? Dark Narrator here, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing something different. Today is going to be a celebration for 100 subscribers. We're at 126 now, so that's still insane. Thank you guys so much for getting me to this point. I've said it in previous videos, but sometimes I don't feel like I'm as small as I am on the outside. With 126 subscribers, I feel like I have a million. With all the comments, the likes, and the tweets, and the support you guys give me is immense, and I love it to death. And yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. In honor of that, I asked you guys on Twitter and Facebook anything you guys wanted to ask me, I would answer, as long as it wasn't too personal. You know, like the name of my ex-girlfriend. Her name was Cthulhu, by the way. Anyway, so without further ado, I have, I think, about 10 or 9 questions. I can't honestly remember, but we're just gonna get into them right now. So, Lumina Yukiko, I think that's how you say it, my friend Deidre, asks, if only 2 questions, what's your favorite nugget sauce and your favorite movie? Favorite nugget sauce, if we're talking about McNuggets, tangy barbecue, all the way. I don't think I really have, I mean, I have eaten like the honey mustard, but nah, tangy barbecue sauce all the way. Favorite movie? It's kind of like, I don't really have a favorite movie per se, like, of all time. I'm kind of like a current person, like, no matter what it is, if it's like a movie, a TV show, a game, if it intrigues me and I like it a lot now, then that's my current favorite movie or my current favorite video game. I don't really have any all-time favorite anything. I think currently my favorite movie would have to be Searching, which is a movie filmed like the movies Unfriended, but it's done way better. They took that cool concept that Unfriended had and then just actually made a good movie out of it. It's about a guy who goes searching for his daughter, but it's all filmed from the perspective of anything that a webcam can create, like FaceTime and news reports and all of this stuff. It's really, really, really good. And I suggest you guys take a look at it, because anytime you think you can actually get to something, like you actually figure something out, you're completely thrown way back, and they're like, nope, nothing happened. But yeah, thank you so much, Lumina, for the question. So on to the next one. Horror by the Numbers asks, what was your first paranormal experience? I think the one and only paranormal experience I've ever had, and I don't really know, it didn't even really happen to me, it happened to my mom, but it's the only thing I can think of that was me. I don't really know, but so my mom and my dad are sitting on the couch and they're facing the TV. We have this like big open floor plan type thing, where the kitchen kind of just merges into the living room, no doors, no walls or anything. So they're facing the TV, and to the left of the TV is a hallway where my room was. It was just a small hallway, 2 doors. My door was on the end, my room. My mom says that she remembers seeing me walk out, kind of peek around the corner, and when she asked me what I was doing up, because it was like 2 in the morning, I went back into my room. When she got up to go see what was going on, she went in to check on me, and I was sound asleep with a completely different shirt on. So yeah, that's my literally only experience I've had technically paranormal, and it didn't even really happen to me because I wasn't conscious. Yeah, so Stacy Scotty. I'm gonna say it like that. Sorry if I butchered it. Do you have any phobias? I have 2. 2 of the most common. One being thalassophobia and 2 being arachnophobia. Thalassophobia is an oceanic fear of just big bodies of water, or there's a lot of it has like a huge spectrum of things that it could be. Being just scared of how deep the ocean is, or just how big the ocean is, what could be in the ocean. You know, it's all under the same category. Arachnophobia is obviously scared of spiders, even if it's like a tiny little crumb-sized one or one that's like super big. I hate them. They're demons. Yeah, that or long legs are okay. They're not even really spiders. like fleas with giant legs. Anyways, yeah, thank you, Stacy, for the question. Tyga Hiroshi asks, if you could do anything else, what would you do? I assume you mean, narrations or just YouTube in general. If I can do anything else, honestly, I don't really know, because this is all I want to do. But if I had to pick something, I'd probably do voice acting, because I'm already kind of delving into that. We already got Magunshi coming out soon with my like demonic voice in it, and I also auditioned for Raggedy Annsy Tunes. That's what it was. I applied to her. I auditioned for her animation. So if I can do anything else besides narrating, I'd probably do voice acting, because it's pretty much the same thing. Thank you, Tyga, for the question. All right, on to Facebook. Tabitha Van Dyke asked, why have you chose to do narration videos instead of other types of videos? Well, this wasn't my first channel. I had like 3 other channels before it, all gaming. But the one thing I did do, the only thing I actually enjoyed doing when I had those channels is like sometimes I would do creepypasta narrations. Like I would, very, very bad ones, but I would just read creepypastas. And it was the only time that I actually enjoyed doing it. Doing YouTube, that is. The only time I actually enjoyed editing or making any sort of video was when I was doing those creepypasta videos. Regardless if it was like every other week or not, I really enjoyed doing it. And I remember feeling so defeated after making like my 3rd channel and being like, I really don't like this. I don't like doing this at all. I just want to do something else. I want this to work, but I don't know what to do. So finally, out of all these channels, I never thought to find a channel and dedicate it just to doing narrations and going like as hard as I possibly can, like take it really seriously. And I think I've done that. And yeah, that's why I've been doing this, because I've already done other things. I've done vlogs, I've done games. It just doesn't, I don't like doing it. It's not my thing. People like doing it. That's cool. It's not me. Thank you, Tabitha, for the question. John David Casanest asks, do you see yourself doing narration videos long term? And if so, will you only focus on creepy type stories? Yeah. For the second part of that question, do you see yourself doing narration videos long term? I'm going to be doing this as long as I possibly can. As long as YouTube is around, or as long as there's a medium for me to put forth my content, yes, I will do my best to continue doing this, because I love it to death. I've never loved doing something more than doing this. It's awesome, and I love the feedback, and I love no matter how much effort I put into any other channels, I never got to the point where I can actually do a Q&A and actually get questions. So that's how you know I'm doing something good, I guess. Like I'm actually making progress, because I've tried to do Q&As in the past and they haven't gone well. I've got maybe one question, like several questions from the same person. It was really, it didn't feel real, But this actually feels real, because I'm having people I've never heard from or talked to actually give me questions, and it's really cool. But yeah, I do see myself doing this as long as possible. I do want to do creepy stories mainly because it's like the whole reason I made the channel is because I like reading creepypastas and no sleep stories. So that's really the only thing I want to focus on. If I try to do anything else, I'd probably just make a separate channel, but I want to mainly focus on creepy stuff. Thank you, John, for the question. Hakarit Gill asks, has any of these stories ever creeped you out a lot, and do they ever give you goosebumps? I have one story in particular that actually made it so I didn't sleep for like an entire night. Like I actually lost sleep because I was scared. And this wasn't even that long ago. It was the you're going to find a woman in your home, but do not pay attention to her. Yeah, that one. Because the whole point of it is that he describes the story to you. He describes the thing that is in his home to you. And the more you think about that thing, the more likely it is to appear in your home and kill you. and he describes it and tries to loop it into you so he doesn't have to deal with it anymore. So my whole thinking is like, how do I know this ain't real? Like, I don't know. Like, the world's a weird place. I don't know if it ain't real, but yeah, so I stayed up all night. Like, I was trying to sleep, and anytime I tried to sleep, I would get like paranoid that something was watching me. So I would stay awake, and it took me like, I think, until like 9 or 10 in the morning to actually go to sleep. Do stories ever give me goosebumps? Mostly like the one-offs, because I usually choose like stuff that isn't true, so they have more room to scare me. I don't really get too creeped out about the real stuff. I love those stories though. They're really good stories. All the true creepy stories and stuff. It scares me that shit like that is actually out there. But with the goosebumps, it's mainly the one-offs and just all the no-sleep stuff and the creepypastas, because they have a whole nother realm of things that they can actually say, because, you know, it's non-fiction. It's fiction, so you can say whatever you want, and people will just have to go along with it because it's fiction. You know, it's a whole world that you can create stuff in. That's why I love SCPs. There is a couple of SCPs that actually scared the shit out of me, too. I think one of them was probably Little Red, or the non-dimension. I can't remember what it was, but this guy got sucked into a non-dimension, which is just a black space of nothingness, where you slowly deteriorate, so you can live without food or water for like 10 years and just slowly go mad. And this guy has a whole log of him just going insane, of spending 5 years in there before the machine he's talking to gets swapped back to the thing, and he just gets left there, and all he is just like a head with like a heart connected to it. It's really fucking creepy. But yeah, I think I delved too much onto that question. But yeah, that story, that one-off story I did about the woman in the house, scared the shit out of me. So thank you, Hawkery, for the question. Now, I already answered this one on Twitter by accident last night, because I didn't realize that it was under the tweet for the Q&A. So I already answered this, but I'm going to answer it in the video because it was part of the questions anyway. So my plans for 1K by Mr. Ramsey? I don't know. I said on Twitter that I'm really far from that point. I'm not even at 200 yet, so I don't even know what I would do for 1,000. I would probably do something that something out of my comfort zone to show you guys that I cared, or that I really appreciated it. But that's all I can really think of. I don't really know. I think it's way too far in the future for me to think about something like that. But the more I realize, the more I go along, the more I realize that we're growing, and we're going to keep growing, and I don't really know how close I am to like how fast I'm going to grow in that time frame to actually get to 1K. So it might be like 2 months from now. I don't even know. I'm not like boasting or being egotistical. It's just like that weird influx of subscribers that I had. I think I gained like 90 in like 2 or 3 days, which was insane to me. So if that could happen, I wasn't even expecting that to happen. So the fact that that happened now opens up my eyes to the possibility that I can grow even faster than that, or as fast and nonstop for a while. So it's totally possible that I can reach 1K in like 2 months because of that reason, because of that thing that happened. I usually didn't think like that, but now I do because of that. So I don't know. I don't really know what I would do at 1K, but I will let you know when I get there. And last question, another question from Tyga Hiroshi. What made you want to start narrating? I guess this is kind of the same answer as the other one, where someone asked me why did I choose to do narrating over like gaming or vlogging. But this it has a little more to it. I wanted to start narrating because my favorite types of videos right now and just ever are narrations. Are just not like someone narrating over like a video or something, just like, you know, like Corpse Husband. Huge inspiration to me, and Mr. Nightmare. You can actually see in the earlier videos that I took a lot of inspiration from them and kind of like mixed it into my own style. And yeah, those two really are the reason that I started the channel in the first place, because I was watching a lot of them at the time when I created the channel. I mean, I've been listening to Mr. Nightmare and Corpse Husband for years. It's not like I just started, but yeah, they were a huge inspiration for me at the time. So I thought I wanted to start doing what they were doing, because I have been studying it for a long time and I've been listening to them. I've been listening to their style and how they read. So I kind of knew how to do it before I even started doing it, because I've been editing for so long. I'm like, I already got the skills. I've been doing Let's Play videos for a long time. I can take that, all of that, and work into it. And also I knew how to do Photoshop from those videos that I did with the Let's Play. So my whole thing was like, I already know how to do all of this. I know how to do all of it and more. I've been doing it with stuff that was more advanced than doing narration videos. So if I can put forth all that I know to narration videos, I can make some of the best stuff I've ever made ever, because it's not as advanced as what I used to do. So it's not only, I thought it was going to be a breeze. So I started off with just Saturdays, because I thought it was going to be a lot of planning, and it is a lot of planning, but now I'm able to do two videos a week, because I do like, I plan 2 videos ahead, like of what I'm going to do. I thought it was going to be easy, but the more I realized, the more I started going on doing it, the more I realized that no matter what you're editing, as long as you're editing, it's going to be tedious, or it's going to be not easy. But it's a lot of fun. I usually didn't enjoy editing any sort of video besides my own. Like, I would edit my friends and stuff, but I never really enjoyed any editing at all until I started doing this. And if you can see of my last video, I actually started adding like effects, like visual effects and stuff. I'm making some of the best content I've ever made, period. Whether you guys agree with me or not, I know I am. It may not be good, but I'm making the best stuff I've ever made. I'm working the hardest I've ever worked on stuff like this, and I'm very passionate about it, and I love it. And I want to reiterate that I know that I don't make these stories, and I'm not trying to take credit for them either. I just want to shed light on the fact that these people are making great content, and I know how hard it is to get my content out there. So I want to do for them what I would have wanted to be done to me. I want to share their stories, and I do ask people for permission to, use their stories. This entire series that I'm doing, I asked the guy, and he was really surprised and happy that I'm actually doing it. And he's a great writer, and I wanted to shed some light on his work, and also give you guys some. If you guys don't like reading, you can now listen to it. It's the same thing as an audiobook, I don't really like reading too much, but I don't like reading books too much, but I would like to listen to something on Audible. It's like the same thing. But yeah. I think I've rambled on enough. Thank you guys so much again for 126 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for the questions. I'm running out of breath. I'm getting tired. Still got to do a stream tonight for the editing and recording session, so I have to do a whole nother like 30 minutes of talking. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another video.